Hello everybody, welcome back to Beating the Odds. It is Wednesday, July 5th, 2023, and we are back with our MLB best bets of the day. If you're new to the channel, my name is Zach, and welcome to Beating the Odds. Hit the subscribe button, like this video, hit the notification bell so you never miss a pick. We post these MLB videos every single day, along the NFL and college football when that's back on. I cannot wait for that to be back. We've had we had a huge winning year in both those sports last year. And we're coming off winning years in the NBA, NHL, and college basketball. We're going after our first 10,000 subscribers, our first 6 months on YouTube. So I'm really excited to have you all here. Let's go win together today. Let's go make some money. So to recap yesterday's results, we made some money yesterday. It was a good day. Went 3-2 yesterday. We had the Mets money line -112. They did everything possible to give away that game, but we still got a win there. So you love to see it. The Orioles just completely shit the bed against the Yankees. Horrible game there. We had the Rangers money line at -120. Never a doubt. They were rolling the whole way. Easy winner. Rays was the complete opposite. They never had a shot the whole game, which was really interesting given the fact that Eflin was on the mound and Nola hasn't been himself, but it was a tough loss yesterday. And with the Marlins -1.5, they won 15-2. We had that at +128 as well, so a plus money winner. Overall, we went up just under 1 unit yesterday. We're 3-2. We went 3-2 yesterday. Overall, we're up 15.19 units for the year in the MLB. And we have 3 picks today. Our first parlay is also on this card today as well for the MLB anyway. So let's get started with our best bet of the day, which is going to be the Diamondbacks money line -112 versus the Mets. I like Diamondbacks to bounce back here a lot. First off, the starters here essentially a draw between Senga and Henry. Both are solid starters. Both of these bullpens are below average. There's not really any sort of pitching advantage. I think it's basically a draw. But when the pitching is like average to below average, in the sense of like the starters are both solid, both the bullpens are below average, I'm going to go with the team that's a better offensive team. First off, for the Diamondbacks, they're a top 7 offensive team in every single offensive category other than home runs. I mean, they hit for contact, they get on base, they walk, they do all the little things well, which, I mean, you see this line, I mean, it is loaded down like 1 through 9. They all can hit. On top of that, the Mets are bad in every single offensive category other than home runs. So essentially, if they're not getting home runs, which they got yesterday versus a very bad pitcher, they're not going to be scoring too much. And I don't see them really scoring a ton too much today either. And on top of that, they almost gave the game away last night anyway. In the bottom of the ninth, they let the bases get loaded down by 4, and then they walked in a run. And if things go a little differently and that one of those gets out of the park, I mean, you could see, I mean, they could have blown the game yesterday. The Mets are not a team that's a good team that's when it comes to consistency and winning. They're not going to win 2 in a row against the Diamondbacks, who are the leaders in the NL West. I'm rolling the Diamondbacks here in my line -112 versus the Mets. Next, we have the Blue Jays team total over 4.5 versus the White Sox. And normally I'd pick the Blue Jays to win this game. Given the pitching matchup here, I just don't trust Barrios whatsoever. But this is really this pick is all about the pitching for the White Sox today. First off, Lance Lynn, he has been throwing essentially beach balls all year. He has been horrible. He's 5-8, 6.46 ERA, and he honestly, if you watch him, he's worse than his ERA even says. On top of that, the bullpen for the White Sox is 5th worst in ERA, 7th worst in WHIP, and the Blue Jays have some firepower on offense when it comes to power. However, what they're best at, which is they're very underrated on, is they get on base a lot. They are very, very good when it comes to the contact side of things, getting a lot of guys on base. And they're top 10 every single contact stat, batting average, on base percentage, hits, etc. And with a bullpen that gives up lots of runs, when you have a starter that is notorious for walking people, notorious for giving up just missing pitches, like missing sliders, like high and inside. I really like the Blue Jays to go over 4.5 here. Vegas does too. The odds are -122. So I'm rolling the Blue Jays here over 4.5 versus the White Sox. And our first parlay on the channel for MLB, I'm going to do the Astros and the Braves. It's a money line parlay at +134. I was thinking about doing both these teams on the run line, but I'd rather reduce my risk and up my payout in this spot with the money line parlay. First off, the Astros have a major pitching advantage today with France versus Anderson. Anderson for Colorado is like a 6.7 ERA. France is a 3.13 ERA. He literally doubles their ERA. On top of that, Colorado's the 3rd worst bullpen in the league as far as ERA goes. They're not a good team, and their offense is very solid. However, the Astros have a top 2, top 3, top 4 bullpen in the league as well. Excuse me, top 4, yeah. So number 4 bullpen in the league, which is going to hold them down, especially with a good starting pitcher. On top of that, the Astros have a their offense has been very, very strong over the last couple of days. They're starting to wake up finally in this MLB season. So I really like them to get a win here. And then on top of that, with Atlanta, I like Atlanta to bounce back after a loss yesterday. They took a kind of a weird loss. They probably should have still won that game. I don't really like Soroka that much because he's been coming off an injury. He hasn't been the same guy before his injury. However, I do know what I'm getting with Cal Quantrill for the Guardians. He has been their worst pitcher by an absolute mile this year. And on top of that, the Braves are one of the top 3 offensive teams in the entire league, and they have a very, very strong bullpen. And even with Soroka being there, I think the fact is that with how bad the Guardians are on offense, if you take out Ramirez Josh Naylor, what's going to happen is like they're not going to be able to take advantage of a subpar starter. And the Braves bullpen is very good this year. They're also 27-13 on the road this year. The Braves are. They're on the road today in Cleveland. So the fact is, I really like Atlanta win this game. And the fact is, when you put them together, you get a moneyline parlay at plus 134. That's some pretty solid odds. So I'm going to take it. Now we might be adding one more pick throughout the day. I'm looking at another total for a little bit later. Members, you'll have us text to you. Everybody else, you can hit my Twitter. My Twitter is ZDM_bets. And if we make you guys got a lot of money this year in the MLB, we made you guys a lot of money in the NBA, college basketball. Become a member at zdmbets.com/picks. As a member, you support me and you support our channel, but more importantly, get all of our picks early way before these videos come out. You also have a direct line to me, so any game you're considering that we do not cover, text our hotline, and you'll get a guaranteed response back by any game you're considering betting, as long as you give me a little bit of time before the game. And on top of that, we also have all of our add-on plays text straight to you. So again, that website is linked in the comments below at zdmbets.com/picks, zdmbets.com/picks, zdmbets.com/picks. So quick recap what we have. We have the Diamondbacks money line at minus 112. We have as our best bet versus the Mets. We have the Blue Jays team total over 4.5 at minus 122 odds versus the White Sox. And we also the Astros Braves money line parlay get at plus 134 on FanDuel. So let's go lock in those picks, y'all. Let's go win together today. Let's go make some money. And we'll see you all tomorrow. Make sure I'll check out those other videos.